Good morning. Good morning, good morning. That took a little bit of time getting here, but that's okay. We've got the technology working properly now. Well, I'm hoping so anyway. And ringing up. You heard that echo. I'd forgotten to mute the Instagram one that I was monitoring in the background. So good morning to those who are watching from the Instagram space as well. Now, let me go back to, I think I did put up Sarah's comment. Good morning, lovely lady. Yes, cool. So you can have your comment put on screen too if you'd like. Just put what you'd like to say in the chat and hopefully it would come up. That goes away by itself, so I don't have to worry about that. Let's get into the cards because we're here for the Daily Lenormand card spread reading, and I'm Ros Boundy, Psychic Medium, bringing it to you. I do have my links for the website. If you want to book a personalised reading with me, that's there as well in most of the business type spaces that the social media allow. Here we go. The cards. It's a little bit dull outside. It's not a sunny day. It is overcast, but it's looking like it's going to be a beautiful day, and that's a special weather report for Michaela. I know that Michaela likes to have the weather reports now. Just tinkering that one a little bit. I had the camera just slightly crooked. There we go. Let's have a look at our card first. Here we go. You have escaped the cage. Your wings are stretched out. Now fly. We haven't had this one for a while. Beautiful card. So we need to get moving. Take that step. Move away from the nest, or the cage in this case. So what we have. Oh, good morning, Michelle. Lovely to see you. So excited for today's reading. It's freezing here in Queensland. Oh, it's not as cold as here, I can tell you. It got very cold overnight. It was very, very cold overnight. I almost didn't want to get out of bed this morning. Although I have, obviously, because I'm here. Here we go. It's the Gilded Reverie Lenormand deck, the usual deck that I love to use. This one with the expanded edition, so it's got some extra cards, none of which are present in our reading this morning. What we have is the heart as the main theme. It's the coffin as our home space, and it is the book or books for the workspace. Lovely spread. I like it because it's got the books in it. I like books. Here we go. Tapping into getting close. Tap into your spirits, your guiding spirits as well, the angels, whichever way that you like to get your messages as well. So here we go. Heart. This one I do see, and every time it really is that triple. It's the threes, because I recognise threes as being so important in my life, that multiples of threes. So that central one, that's the red, the inner heart that the swans are making, and the outer heart that the swans are creating, making with the way they are posed. Beautiful message there. Bring everything that we have from our inner heart out and showing into the world today. That is our theme. Receiving and saying thank you for that is the messages coming in from the world that are loving energy, unconditional love, all that we need in that aspect. Oh, excuse me. I've actually got tears in my eyes from that. My apologies. Oh, goodness, that feels a bit weird. Something tickled the back of my throat, something chronic, and it's still feeling like it's there. Hold on a sec. I'm just going to have a sip of coffee. Oh, my goodness. It got the eyes watering and everything. Excuse me. So it really, obviously, the hearts are tickling my fancy in some respect. A beautiful energy. Swans, when you watch them on the water, look absolutely superbly serene and just perfect, don't they? So here we have the hearts as our perfect energy for our main theme for the day today. So what we have with the coffin, that is the energies of clearing out, in my view. And good morning to Corinna. So with the coffin, it isn't just about death, and the passing. It's allowing that energy to shift on, because what we have here, it is Anubis, the god, Greek god, that does the reincarnation factor. Like he bottles up the heart and the bits and pieces, and sends off the soul to the next lifetime. So that's that mist that you can see there. It's anyone can correct me with this as far as the story around all of this Egyptian god myth, god belief thing. That's how I understand it. I think that's probably what is written in the guidebook. I would have probably did read that a long time ago. But what you see is that would be the mummy encased in the sarcophagus, and they did bury the riches of the person, especially when it was the pharaohs. They had a lot of riches. They did bury it with the people that served them as well, the slaves and everything in those pyramids. What we're looking at is cleansing and clearing, allowing that needs to be moved on to the next stage to be put forward, but it's also clearing and getting rid of the old so that there is new energy coming in. It allows that flow. So that's what we're looking at more so today. Is we know that absolutely, yes, we all do get born to die type of thing. None of us want to meet that other end of life in a hurry type of thing, but it is going to happen to everyone. And it's the same thing with the things that we make and do, and the things that we do. There is a beginning and an ending, but it doesn't have to be that final ending. It is the flow of the energy of how and what we're doing that matters, and especially in the home space, because for most families, we are building that foundation that brings in the continuity of the generations, that continuity of our DNA in, the body here, as far as how our genetics is passed on to the next generation, how we've got what is ancient gene factors in our bodies that's been passed on to us. So it is that continuity. It's continuing in the relationships we might have within our home space, as well as how we set up our foundations with the physical. How we've got our homes, where we live, the work we do, all of that. So it's a good, fresh, cleansing energy for that today. As much as it seems onerous, it can be just take those one steps at a time to clear and cleanse and move things on. Okay? We are up for the challenge. We're out of the cage, right? With the owl energy, we are certainly set free to be able to do what we need to do and enjoy. Have a good life in that. That's what it's showing me. Make the best of what your life is and be thankful. Moving it over and into be thankful, love it. We've got that heart energy as our centre today. Moving over into our workspace. I love seeing the books because it's one of my favourite things. Over all of my lifetime, I've loved reading, enjoyed it. I did a lot of it when I was at school, of course. I did, and continued on throughout to now. Probably not as much enjoyable reading, for pleasure. It's been more the learning. I've a continual student here, learning all the time. And this is part of what we're still doing in our workspace, and it's continuing today. It could be if you are a writer or, doing things that are creative along that way, get into it. Message to me. If it's for other things that you're needing to learn, something that is new for you in your advancement of a career, or whether you are needing to do a bit more with your, coming up tax time for Australians, getting into the finessing of what are your book work, tax issues, that sort of stuff, planning. We're at that month of planning so that we can have that all ready to go when it is the end of financial year. It's messaging like that we're getting from the books today. So what is most relevant for you in your business or your workspace? So take that step, do the work, and get it moving. So I'll be doing a day of writing because it's what I really love and it's what I'm moving into. So really enjoying that process and learning the craft. What are you doing? What are you benefiting? How are you benefiting? How are you sharing that with others as well? As far as a skill set, you might be writing a course or teaching somebody else through what you know as your skill set. So many different variables that we can use with the books as being our guide today in the workspace. Okay, so a really loving energy today. It's not going to be easy because sometimes this clearing out can be pretty darn hard, but it's full of that unconditional love. It's full of the fullness of love and moving that forward with ease, because the swans really do give that epitome of ease on the water as they're swimming, the beautiful in flight, all the aspects of love that it means for you in the best way. Okay, so that's what we've got for our reading today, bringing in all of those energies of love. And good morning to you, Shaz. Love it to see you here too, all the way in Queensland. Hopefully it's warmer for you there than it is for us here, because we're definitely in the cold at the moment. So just keep being mindful of how is it that you are expressing your inner love out to the world. How are you receiving it when others show you their way, their way of showing you love as well? Because it can be so subtly nuanced. Like we see the ease that the swans do swim the waters or fly in the skies. I think the worst part with any bird to watch is the landings and taking some sense. But it's still perfect for what is needed for that next step. You've got to look awkward before you take off and fly. Like the owl, getting out of the cage could be awkward, or whatever it is. Yeah, it does mention the cage there. I had to reinforce that for myself. Take flight. Do what you need to today with love in your heart. So, Corinna, you love it. You'll replay the few minutes. Yeah, well, you might not have missed out on a great deal, but it is good to have the replay available. It doesn't get taken down, except the Instagram one does go away. I don't know why they don't leave it there, but not my choice. It's how it works. And beautiful cards from Sarah saying, giving a blessing for the day as well. Wishing all a beautiful, blessed day with love. As usual, keep being the best you that you can be. And I'll see you tomorrow. Namaste.